Hi everybody, hope you're all doing well. A few months ago, Thomas left me a comment asking for help with reports. So in this lesson, I'm going to share some tips and lots of useful vocabulary and phrases for writing formal business reports. Welcome back to English for Professionals. I'm Derek and I'm here with another short lesson for you busy people. Before we get started, just a quick reminder to subscribe to my channel, hit the red button and don't forget to click on the little bell. That way you'll be notified every time I upload a new lesson. And join my email list. Every 2 weeks I send out my free vocabulary email with additional business English, words from the news and everyday English for you to learn. The link is in the description below. And now let's get started. There are many different types of reports. And in this lesson, we're going to focus on formal business reports. Let's begin with the structure. So often a formal business report will start with an executive summary. This is a summary of the main points and the conclusion of the report. It gives the reader an overview. Often the people who need to see or read these reports are very busy people. So the executive summary is there so they can quickly get an overview of the report content. Next, we usually have a short introduction which shows the points that the report will look at. Then we have the findings section which describes and explains the facts discovered. After the findings, we have the conclusion where we say what we think about the findings. What do they tell us? What do we understand from them? And finally, we have the recommendations section where suggestions are made on how to deal with or improve the situation going forward. So that's one way to structure your report, and this way is very common in business. However, there are many other ways. It really depends on the type of report and the company style. Now let's move on and look at some useful vocabulary and phrases for the different sections. Let's start with some useful vocabulary for writing the executive summary. This report was requested by, and then you include the name of the person or the group who asked you to write the report. The main objective of this report is to. The findings show that. Further investigation revealed that. Reveal means to make something known. The research indicates that there is a need for. Indicate means show, so it's a more formal way to say show. Now let's have a look at some useful phrases for the introduction. The purpose of this report is to evaluate or outline or compare. Purpose is another word for reason. This report aims to address, describe, determine. So address means to deal with and determine means to find out. This report will examine, investigate, identify, or this report will focus on. And one more example, the following report presents the results of. And now we'll move on to the findings. In order to identify, analyze, compare, interviews were conducted over a 3-week period. The research was carried out over a 2-month period. Following an analysis of the data, it is clear that. The statistics indicate that. According to the results of the survey, it was found that. The most significant finding was. And now we'll take a look at some phrases you can use in your conclusion. Based on this initial research and feedback, it is clear that. These findings indicate that. Action should or needs to be taken to. As a result of, several issues need to be resolved. And finally, we'll take a look at some useful phrases for the recommendations. It is advisable to introduce, implement, or organize. If something is advisable, you should do it. It's a good idea. It is essential that we increase, improve, find. It is recommended to, or it is strongly recommended that. And we often use the word should in the recommendations. Here are some examples. Consideration should be given to. Consideration means careful thought. The company should hire, review, change. The number of should be increased by 10%. A workshop should be held to train staff on how to deal with, identify, provide. All of the phrases from this lesson can be found in the video description. That brings us to the end of another lesson. I hope you liked it and I hope it helped you with your report writing tasks in the future. If you did like the lesson, hit the like button and share with your friends and colleagues. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that already and join my email list. Every 2 weeks I send out my free vocabulary email with additional business English, words from the news and everyday English for you to learn. The link is in the description below. Thanks a lot for watching and see you soon.